Hollywood.
I know.
They're really rough on people.
So Kylo Ren, our Knight of Ren. So,
Which, by the way, that needs to be explained at some point because you don't just show like 9 Knights of Ren looking all badass in the rain and not ever explain what the hell they are.
I think they're saving them.
I think so too, but again, Star Wars is not known for flashbacks, and apparently he is the last of the Knights of Ren. They said that. They said that. He said that you're the last of the Knights of Ren.
All right, so Adam Driver was great in this role.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I was saying before, he's very, very powerful in the Force. But he's like we were talking about comparisons with Vader and him. He's almost like the spoiled brat you see in the store, whose parents did not just take a belt to his ass, and he just. This is what if you don't discipline your children, this is what you get. You'll get a Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean.
I always want him to have the cloak, by the way. Like, I hate it when he didn't have the cloak. I'm like, keep the cloak, buddy. Keep the cloak.
I hate it when he didn't have the helmet on. I was like, put the damn helmet on. I don't want to see Adam Driver. Put the damn helmet. Hopefully now the helmet will stay on. Now that he's all, like, jacked up now. I like this character. Right off the bat, we know, holy shit, this dude is powerful and terrifying. I mean, he cut that one dude down with the lightsaber.
Yes.
And we've seen Force bolts get blocked by lightsabers. We've seen them being blocked by Vader's hands. We have never seen one just go, zing!
Yep, and then just stay there the entire time.
And a while, until he was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, until he finished his conversation and started to walk away is when it moved.
Yeah.
The dude was, he was he was a perfect villain because when he killed Han, I hated his fucking guts. I wanted, yes, redemption, yes, go to your father, hug him, embrace him. Oh, you little shit. Yeah. I hope you, like you say, like I text you, I hope you die, burn in hell with the devil's dick in your mouth. You hated that motherfucker. Yeah. You wanted him dead.
Yeah.
Which was perfect.
I actually, my concern wasn't even him during that time. It was all about Han.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about him.
I felt horrible for him, though, with this conflict. The tears in his, I felt bad for him.
He wanted to stop the pain. And I was like, oh.
I wanted, help this child.
No.
Fuck that kid.
As soon as he said, will you help me? I'm like, oh, Han's dead. Like, that's it. Done. He's going to die. But no, I liked Kylo a lot. Like, even after he killed Han, like, I liked him because you saw how brutal he was. Or, like, you saw the pain. You saw, like, everything, all of it flash across his face.
You saw the psychopath.
Yes.
We haven't seen that before.
Yeah, and one of my favorite lines was whenever he's killed Han and he's out there in the snowy woods and he says, and they're talking about like, you monster, and his first response is, it's okay, it's just us now. It's like, Han can't save you, and I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, we've never really seen what.
Damn.
Let's face it, he's got some mental issues, and we've never seen somebody really crazy, this powerful with the Force. Vader was terrifying, but Vader was controlled.
He was not crazy. He was not.
Yeah, Vader was cool.
Vader was just upset all the time after what happened.
The other thing about Kylo Ren is that in movies past, it was always about a Jedi fighting the dark side. He's fighting the light.
Yes.
He actually sat there. He's like, I could feel it all around me trying to get in. Yeah. I can't let it in.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, because you're completely right. Most of the Sith or the dark people on the dark side, you never see them fight the light. This is the first time that you're seeing them internally have a struggle with the light side. And he's like, he wants to keep it to himself, but he's like, Snoke knows. And he's like, all the while, this entire conversation is talking to, like, the helmet of Darth Vader, which is not responding at all. It's just, in his mind, it's his grandfather talking to him, but it's not.
I have a question. So when I was watching the film, I was thinking back to the end of Return of the Jedi, when Vader takes off the helmet and says, you have saved me, my son. I am redeemed. It's too late to save me. Go on without me. Why does Kylo Ren... I guess maybe it's just because he's crazy, but like, why does he worship Darth Vader when Darth Vader, towards the end, betrayed the Empire?
Well,
not many people know about that. That's why.
yeah, I would say that, and also probably because Snoke is influencing him. Like, I think at some point Luke was trying to explain to him about his grandfather and all the atrocities he did, and how powerful his grandfather was, but how he was redeemed at the end. He, found his way back to the light. He saw the errors of his ways, and maybe Snoke twisted that. I think that's kind of how it probably all came to be. Because at some point, if Luke is training Kylo, that story has to come up about his heritage and his grandfather. So I think Kylo took it a different way. I think he saw it as, my grandfather was the most powerful Jedi ever. I need to become him, and it's the path of the dark side that's going to happen, or make that happen.
Yeah, the only thing other people know about
Honestly,
Vader.
I don't think that Luke would tell him about Darth Vader. He would talk to him about Anakin.
Maybe.
Well, he could
And
talk about
I think
redemption.
he tried to give him the good side of the bad story.
It could be, but also, how are you going to try and prevent people from looking at the dark side or going to the dark side without telling them what the dark side is about?
Well,
And the story of Anakin is the perfect way of explaining why you shouldn't go to the dark side.
And like I said, not many people are going to know that Darth Vader turned at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
Because the only other person that knows
there's only
got
two.
thrown
There are
down
only
an
three
exhaust
people in the
shaft.
room.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everybody would know, yeah, Anakin Skywalker, this Jedi, killed younglings, became Darth Vader, but Luke could come in, whoa, you don't know everything. So I see that. And him, yeah, if he possibly started worshiping Darth Vader at some point, yeah, that's kind of bad. So.
Yeah. I think he's a great character, though. And I love the casting of Adam Driver. It's a guy you wouldn't have expected, but he's got the voice, and then he takes off the helmet, and you're like, all right,
Hey,
yeah.
Put the helmet back on.
No, I'm okay with it. Like, I like it because it's people were like, he looks kind of like Anakin in a way, and I am more than okay with that.
Yeah, he does. That's what, when he took off his helmet and he had the flowing hair, I was like, oh, yes, hi.
Yeah, yeah.
with-
And I like the now scar he has across his face. Like, I think that's gonna be his badge of honor.
I thought it was refreshing when he took off his helmet, because I didn't know what to expect, because I didn't get any spoilers before watching the movie.
Yes.
So I was pleasantly surprised when he took off his helmet, and it was a seemingly normal looking person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, for me, with him taking the mask off, kind of took away that aura of evil to
at
him.
first,
Yes.
Because you're just seeing this guy,
Yeah.
and when he puts it back on is when he had his temper tantrums and did this and did that, and usually, but of course at the end where it's like, helmets off, stab you, fight you, I'm gonna kill you, then I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna blow up everything.
Yeah.
That's when it was like, okay, yeah, he's fucking evil.
I think this is another example of the humanity, the focus on humanity in the new movie, because Darth Vader, when he was the villain, he was a monster. He was not.
He was a figure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. Kylo Ren is a person who is crazy, and I feel, he's a crazy person, and that is a whole different kind of terrifying.
That's scarier, in my opinion. Like, there's that
Yeah,
quiet,
true.
there's that quiet reserve of Darth Vader, but there's also comes with that is that predictableness, where you just don't piss him off, don't be around him or whatever. Kylo's that fucked up that I feel like he could just kill you at any moment, and it's like, whatever, that's cool. What other news do we have today? Like, I love how unpredictable Kylo Ren is.
let's face it, funniest scene in the movie after he found out Rey had escaped,
Yes.
and he started wasting the interrogation room. Those
Yep.
two stormtroopers come down the hallway. Hear that?
Nope. Just walk away.
And that's-
Back it up.
let's get-
Back it up.
Fuck out. And when he ripped apart that, I don't think consoles in the First Order are cheap.
Nope.
And he wrecked that one just off a report he got.
Yeah.
Who
and
does
then,
that?
And then whenever he says, "Is there anything else?" and he says, "Well, there was a girl with him," and he just flips around and just force chokes him and brings him over to his over to his hand, and he's like, "What girl?" I'm like, oh.
If I'm the First Order officer,
God.
here's how I give reports to Kylo Ren. So yeah, I'm here on Jakku. Where are you?
My-
Oh, you're on Starkiller
No.
Base. That's great.
You just beat on the console.
So things went bad.
The guy.
Oh, he tore up the phone. Fuck it. At least I'm not in front of him.
Who was that admiral?
Hux.
Hux?
Yeah, General Hux.
General Hux. The way he spoke to him, I'm
Oh,
like,
oh.
he dead.
Yeah.
He about to die right now.
There must be some sort of alliance he has with that guy.
But the
like-
thing was,
Well,
he was pretty much to say like, you ain't gonna tell me shit, boy. Go talk to your
Yeah.
master. I got shit to
Well,
do.
see, Hux is running more of the
Yeah.
military aspect of it, whereas Ren's more of a kind of like special forces a bit.
well,
So
Hux was also that Tarkin role.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he kind of controlled Vader in a way, except he couldn't
Yeah.
control Kylo.
yeah, but Grand Moff Tarkin would not talk to Vader. Like
No,
that.
no, he would not.
I mean,
well, he did kind of control like Vader by saying like stop choking him or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I mean, he
I
would do
get the
that.
Yeah.
feeling like Hux knows that he's protected by Snoke just a little bit. so
Sure.
he can kind of mouth off.
Also,
I ain't
he is
worried.
Kylo's a child still.
Yeah.
He's still learning his way. So Hux is older and is just like, hey, keep with the mission. Don't let it be about you. Like I was like, all right, good job, Hux. Keep that up.
I see a rage fit at some point, and Hux may
Oh,
die.
I'm sure Kylo's gonna
Like
kill Hux.
he's gonna say something wrong, and fuck.
Yeah. And a lot of people were pissed off about his lightsaber. I liked it.
I like his lightsaber
That was cool.
too.
I liked the lightsaber from the first time I saw it.
I hated it
I
until
like
I
it.
actually got into the designs of it, and I was like, okay, it's alright.
I
He
also
actually-
liked.
He used it against Finn.
He did,
He
yeah.
used,
Yeah.
Well, the way the emitters are, and it's not just a solid piece. There's actually a beam in there, so I was fine with that.
I just like too how his lightsaber. You didn't even have to see him, but his lightsaber was stroke fear, because you heard do like the two other ones
And
on the side,
it wasn't
and you're
a
just
clean
like,
beam either.
oh shit, he's there. like you're in a quiet forest and you hear that lightsaber turn on, and you're like,
And it's got that extra crackling sound in there.
yes, yes.
And just even the look, like looking at the figures, they designed that lightsaber with the cracking kind of beam
Yeah.
a little bit versus the solid beams you would find with a regular lightsaber. But
Well, and yeah, and the lightsaber, which by the way, that's Luke's from Empire, so that's a
that-
good topic of conversation.
that's
That's-
more explaining I need.
That's cleaner. That had a cleaner feel to
That
it.
was
Like,
an actual lightsaber.
yeah,
His was made. I don't know what
he
what-
must have made it out of
It's,
parts.
it's kind of fits his character though.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's move on. Okay, we've got all the other characters.
Are we gonna talk about Rey, or are we gonna talk about Luke first?
No, we're not. Why even talk about it?
Because there's
Because
something
you
to
had
talk
that
about
moment
Luke.
at the
Talk
end.
talk about that asshole. Right
R2.
Again, R2D2, biggest asshole in
Love
Star Wars
R2.
universe.
I
have
love
said it
R2.
before.
I love how
Brother, you are shut down over there with a fucking map in you. We could,
Well-
you know what? That little quadrant, we could probably. Okay, let's search in just this little
I
area
think
that's missing.
I think Luke turned him off. I
I-
think
No,
Luke.
no, they said when Luke left, he went into low power
That's
mode.
what
I
I'm
think-
saying.
I
I'm
think-
saying that
okay.
Luke programmed him until a certain point.
Can I say something on that note? You think that Luke is Rey's? Can I mention that? You think that Luke is Rey's dad?
Okay, we can just. Yeah,
No, hold on,
okay.
hold on.
Yes,
I want
yes,
to
I
know.
do.
Well, I didn't want to get to that part yet. I wanted to talk about like there's other.
I think we
parts
can
around
rope
that
in Luke
part.
when we talk about Rey, because I mean.
Well,
got
this ties into what you were saying because he turned on when Rey was near him.
Oh shit,
That's true.
that is
Oh.
true.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
was that?
Because the other part of the map was there. They had it the whole time.
Yeah, she didn't turn on. He didn't turn on until Rey came out.
Yeah,
She had not been to the base yet.
that's true.
What did he hear? He raises a good point. And
She does.
R2
Okay.
was with them when they went to the planet,
Yeah,
whatever this mysterious planet is that Luke disappeared on.
I did like how R2, whenever R3PO says, what did you find? And then like he says some sort of expletive, I guess, and 3PO is like, don't call me that. I'm like, yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah, it's still R2.
You know what?
I love
when
it.
C-3PO showed up,
Like
I
I
was like, yes, 3PO again. All right.
I feel like 3PO was like, what did you find? And R2 said, this dumb bitch right here. And then 3PO was just like, don't call me that. How rude. I was like, yeah.
Time to talk to you.
Yeah, he spent the whole damn movie.
The Rey character
Did I hear?
was, I mean, Finn was our perfect red herring, but, and I said this when I bought that figure and I did the review, I said, Finn's interesting. this is the character to watch.
Oh yeah.
I said it.
Oh.
And I'm standing by that.
Dude, I don't think there was any mystery behind that. I think
Eric-
Rey was going to be that character.
I didn't.
I thought. I figured
I
that from the
honestly
beginning.
didn't think that she was going to be that character.
Yeah.
I didn't think.
I thought that Finn was going to be the.
I really thought that Rey was going to be the main character because you saw, like, from the trailers, you even see in the poster, just everything from her. They didn't really hide the fact that Rey was the main character.
Yeah, they did put her center on a lot of stuff. I mean,
Also, they made it a big deal when Daisy Ridley was cast, more so than John Boyega.
seriously, she was like the. I mean, they can say what they want to. She seemed like the perfect heroine in this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I loved every aspect of her character.
I didn't.
Yeah.
There was nothing I hated about her. Like,
I loved everything about her.
I loved her. I fell in love with her when she was on the Millennium Falcon, and the alarm's going off, and she pulls this switch out of the.
Well, they were talking about the modification.
Yeah.
And she was like, and she just looks at him with this big smile from ear to ear, and she goes, "I bypassed the compressor," and she's just so excited about it. And he's looking at her like, "What the hell are you?"
I like how Han just like,
Yeah,
huh?
it's like
And then walks off. She's like, oh.
But she's
I mean,
so
she-
excited about it.
she knew the ship, but when she got in this thing, she's flying it like this is her ship.
Yeah.
She's been flying this forever. And when Han got in there with her, and they're having their thing when you said she pulled out the compressor and all that, I was like, how's she know my ship so good?
Yeah.
Because Han has modified that ship a lot until it got taken. And I guess it still got modified
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah. I mean, she knows her stuff too. Like, I feel like she was also the film's fangirl
Mm-hmm.
because she knew who Han was, and she knew him by the smuggler, while Finn knew him about, the war hero, which I love that Chewie was like, oh, well, I don't know. I don't know if he was a war hero. And then, Luke Skywalker, she's like, Luke Skywalker, and, all these different things. So obviously,
She's done her homework.
I think someone's told her about these different things.
But I think that she's had her memory wiped at some point.
She might have.
She's also really young.
She was really young when they dropped her off, so she could have just forgotten.
But she is extremely strong with the Force.
She
Because
is.
when she let it in, she whooped Kylo Ren's ass. I mean, it was a totally.
When
Yeah.
I was
The scales.
when I was watching the movie and she was winning, she's kicking his ass.
Yeah.
She's kicking his ass. Hey, she's kicking his ass. I was so excited.
I said the same thing, and I'm like, how is she kicking his ass?
Yeah.
She's not trained.
Well, I made
She is straight.
one of my friends argued that point, and she's trained with a staff, so she does know how to use a staff. I mean, we can see in the beginning of the film she knows how to fight.
Oh yeah, she cleaned them motherfuckers up in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I like how.
Will's like going to help. He's like, oh, well, never mind.
That's what I loved about her too. She didn't need anybody's help.
She said, "Let go of
And
my
then-
hand."
Yeah, I
Release
like what
my
I
hand.
love that Finn kept grabbing her hand, and then at the end she grabbed his hand. I was like, that's cool. All right, I like that little back and forth. But she was so independent, and it's not like anything where a man came along and it was like, oh well, okay, I'll follow you now. It was more of, I've been on my own this entire time. Who the hell are you? I loved that about her. She was very independent, but at the same time, she just wanted to find herself. She wanted to find her place, and she felt like she would do that through her parents or her family that was supposed to come back for her, but we don't know who that is.
And that was the part that bothered me so much. She seemed so happy when she was on the Millennium Falcon
Yes.
and having this adventure and everything, and then she just kind of had this sad realization, I got to get back to Jakku. Like,
Yeah.
at any
My
moment,
family's coming.
any moment now, she could have missed out.
Yeah.
That part was breaking my damn heart
I
every
just-
time.
I just had an epiphany. So what if someone had used the Force when she was a child to tell her, wait on this planet?
Oh, I don't doubt that at all.
No, I don't doubt that at all, because
Stay here.
I really want to know why she was there, why she had to be hidden.
here's my thing. This
and
is my
whose kid
theory.
she is.
All right, this is my theory. I think she was the last Padawan that Luke could save. When Kylo and the Knights of Ren or whatever and Snoke came along and killed and destroyed the Jedi Order that he was creating. I think Luke grabbed her, did what Obi-Wan did, and did the only thing he knew what to do, like what Obi-Wan had done, take her to a planet in the Outer Rim that was going to be away from it all, stick her there until she was at a proper age, and say, okay, sure, go, whatever. Wipe her memory, what have you. That's why I don't think that she is Luke's, child.
Okay.
You make valid points. You really do. And hell, I'll eat crow the day that they release that, that's actually, they're related. But I think...
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Not to mention he's taking her to a planet that's like Tatooine.
Yeah, and so, he's probably thinking, this is how I grew up. This is how she can grow up. And at the same time, she can be the next one. She can be stronger because of it, because I was stronger because of it. And hell, it could be that Kylo Ren's freaking out about this girl because maybe he realized that there was one, Padawan that he hadn't killed, and maybe this was the one that was the most talented out of all of them.
Well, putting her on a desert planet, like you said, it made...
You really seem disappointed over the fact that it could not be Luke's child.
No. I'm going to blow all of y'all out the water in just a second, but please, go right ahead. I'm saving the best for last.
Jesus, this guy's crotch first at the moment.
He's been like that for a few days. I was here.
Let's get this straight.
Go ahead.
Nobody can have the confidence unless Jordan is here. All right? Jordan is the only one out of all of us that can have that level of confidence.
Jordan don't know nothing about no Star Wars.
Jordan knows shit. Jordan knows some shit.
Go ahead.
I think that that's a very valid point, and it makes sense. I think that there's a lot to infer from this film that she is Luke's daughter, because it's a really common theory.
Yeah.
I keep seeing it pop up.
But I think it's too simple of a theory.
I agree with you. It was
too obvious.
It was too clean because we already had Han and Leia's son.
Yes.
So her being Luke's daughter is just kind of like,
next thing you know, it's going to be Finn as Lando's son, that's long lost and was stolen away for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit too trite, a little bit almost too cliche.
Yeah.
Because I am your father, and then Luke saying I am your father to her.
Yeah.
That really would be like watching Empire Strikes Back.
And there's a lot to say that it could be true. I mean, there's even in the trailer, which for some reason they never actually use it. Whenever Luke says my father had this power, I have it, my sister, and now you. I'm almost wondering, are you talking to Kylo, or were you talking to Rey? And so I feel like it might have been Kylo and not Rey. Bro, come on, don't stop with that. Just say it. We're all releasing our theories.
Why would the lightsaber of the Skywalker family call out to anybody but her?
That's a good point.
That's a good point, and that's one of the...
That is... Look, I was willing to go with every other theory until that scene. The lightsaber that was wielded by Anakin and Luke Skywalker didn't call out to anybody, and what's her name? What's the little short lady's name with the glasses?
Maz.
Maz. She knew.
That's Maz.
Maz knew.
Is it Maz?
It's
a Z at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Maz knew. She knew this person needs this light. Why would she just give that lightsaber up? She knew who had that lightsaber before.
She also said she was force sensitive. Maybe she could sense that the lightsaber was calling to Rey.
Mm-hmm.
Because she is extremely force sensitive.
I see your argument. It's a valid argument. I could also see it argued that just because Rey was good, she's a good person.
And she's the only good Jedi around that's not Luke.
Yeah, I think that's why that could be argued that the lightsaber went to her because she's a Jedi. She's a good person. She's on the light side, and she's really powerful.
The only reason I don't say the lightsaber would do anything, because let's face it, that lightsaber killed a bunch of younglings at one point too.
True. But I think that
What's
raises...
wrong, Master Skywalker?
I mean, that's a great point, and it's something that I thought of, because, and it's like we're saying, everything is pushing for them to be related, almost to the point that it's almost too good to be true. To where they're going to just kind of just flip the curtain or flip the script and be like, they're not.
It makes sense for her to be related to Luke, but at this point, it would be more of a twist if she wasn't related to him.
Yes, And I'm okay with that.
And
I
I
would
think
be all right with
I
it.
really would like to see these films have some kind of twist.
Yeah.
Besides Kylo Ren being Han Solo.
And besides Leia being,
Well,
later
as,
Snoke.
as far as the children go, in the old, I guess now non-canon books, Han and Leia's kids were Anakin, Jaina, and Jason. Jason became a Sith Lord
hmm
and had to be turned back. I mean, I never read them. I'm just whatever
Yeah.
little stuff I know.
I read them.
And Ben was Luke's kid. They kind of switched it around now, so now the canon is Ben is, I guess, their only child.
Yeah.
Because there's no mention of any other children. So
Right.
Yeah,
Ben's the only one. So,
Which I guess it could mean that
I'm pretty sure.
it's
that-
just.
but did
It's just
anything
so-
happen with Luke and Mara, or they just pushed that all to the side? Or
I think I am really curious, like who if Luke
If-
is her father, who is
yeah.
her mom?
Who would that be? Yeah, and is that why he went out to exile as well? Maybe like.
Can we just get a little nod to Mara Jade? Can we just say like, can you just like mention, oh, your mom's name was Mara? Just please, just give me that.
I don't know.
I know they wiped all of the expanded universe stuff. Just give me that one. Can I have that, please?
I don't know, man. Like it's. I don't know. It's more. It's just fine. I find it hard to believe that Luke would get with someone. Because of the fact that he is the Jedi, he is the last Jedi. He wanted to raise Jedis, and throughout the entire Jedi Order, whom he is talking to throughout the entire time, because he's talking to Yoda, he's talking to Obi-Wan, whomever. I'm pretty sure they would have been like, yeah, you shouldn't get with someone because, that leads to the dark
I
side.
would disagree because he saw the conflict that it did to his father and how many problems he had. So
Exactly.
Let me just.
That's
do-
exactly the point.
Yeah. So he would say, let me just do away with this stupid ass rule that we can't get married and have children.
No, that's the reason why. That's why they said, no, you can't do it, because it leads to the dark side.
No, they never said that. They just said they were dedicated to the order. That's the only reason.
No, you can't
did
have
a
kids.
priest thing.
No, you can't have kids or have any sort of emotions with someone else.
Emotion, whatever.
Yeah, because emotion leads to the dark
You
side.
can't be involved in a relationship as a Jedi because exactly what they said happened to Anakin.
Yeah.
He got into a relationship, he started training, got in a relationship, and then conflict.
Yes.
A mom, and then started distrusting Padme, and all kinds of shit went on, and then
Too many emotions. And we've already established that Darth Vader wasn't insane. He just had too many emotions that a Jedi can't deal with. Because a Jedi has to be just
Focused
straight,
on the Force.
prodigal, focused on the Force.
Yeah, well, Luke was too old. Too old to begin the training anyway.
But
Fair.
that's what I'm saying, is that Obi-Wan and Yoda were at least there to guide him by being Force ghosts.
Also, they took children and started them as younglings on the path to the Force. Luke was caught up well into his teenage years, where it was probably like, oh, wait, no sex? Wait. Oh, hey, hang on a second.
Well, that's
Let's-
the thing, though, is that he never showed any interest in anybody.
He showed an interest in Leia.
Somewhat.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
whenever he kissed,
At
she
no
kissed
point-
him.
At
no,
no
in
point,
in A New Hope, he looks at her. He goes, "Wow, she's beautiful." When he's looking at the hologram.
Oh, right. That's
where
true.
At any point, R2 could have gone, wait. Beep, 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 beep. What did he say? He said that's your sister. But seriously, at no point during Luke's training did Yoda or Obi-Wan go, oh, by the way, no more sex. Because like I said, tell a 19-year-old boy that. Because that was how old Luke was, right? He was like 19,
he was
20.
about 19 years old.
I don't
but
think-
that was not his concern.
I don't think anybody brought.
About.
It's not like you're
Exactly.
Remember,
it's not like you're on Dagobah
Star
and there's,
Wars.
like, models going around, and all of a sudden Yoda's like, "Act not!" Like,
Remember, Star Wars is a fairy tale. You don't look at like Snow White and it's like, oh, she's gonna bang them dwarves now.
You got gangbanged by 7 dwarves.
Clearly sex is being had, okay? We've got Ben. Clearly sex is being had.
Well, maybe not, because in the prequels it was established that the Force could protect.
No, I will beat you down.
With midi
I cannot wait for the next
Just
movie to come
Force
out.
fat.
I just can't wait for the next movie for Leia to be like, actually, Han wasn't the father. It was Mandalorian. There
I
wasn't
will.
a father. We never had
hold
sex.
on.
He wouldn't touch
Hold on,
me.
I can't say that I'll
He
walk
had a
out of
weird
something.
relationship with Chewbacca.
Yeah.
I can no longer say I'll get up and walk out of something because that backfired on me in error.
Yes, it did. But a lot of people. I mean, we can continue talking about.
But
you know,
okay,
how
we've covered
this,
the characters.
But I think a lot of people were angry over the fact that Luke didn't say anything, but I was happy that Luke didn't say anything. Like I had a couple friends that were like, just give me 2 minutes of him saying something.
Nope.
Or I was like, no, he didn't need to.
I'll
He
get
was
it next
fine.
movie.
You know, yeah. And so his face said everything. The
And-
pain, the struggle, and then realizing I have to go back now.
I want to comment that Mark Hamill looked really good. Because I've seen him, because I'd seen interviews with him for doing the voice of the Joker and some other characters, and he'd gotten out of shape. And so
Yeah.
when they said he was going to return for the movie, I was like,
He did a hardcore diet though.
he looked
Carrie
looked like
Fisher did also.
he looked
Yes,
like
she did.
Yeah.
he looked like a grizzly old Jedi, and I
That's
liked
great.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was Obi-Wan.
Yep.
Yes.
He said basically his diet was anything that tasted good, I didn't eat.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah, I liked it, you know, and another little tidbit, did anybody else catch about when Kylo is interrogating Rey? Anybody else catch like what he says? So he says, when you're trying to sleep at night, he's like, you think of an ocean. I see that island. And Luke is on an island
I didn't
surrounded by
catch
an
that.
ocean.
which I'm trying to understand
Which-
because he went in hiding. How do they know?
Do what?
If he's in hiding, clearly he's in hiding. How does he know that? I'm curious about
Well,
that.
he's seeing inside of her head.
Yeah. So
and
how
so
does,
that's what
so
she-
she's seen it as well.
She
she
and
has
so
visions.
yeah,
apparently.
my thing is that she must have visions, and Luke must be maybe using the Force to push thoughts into her, or like
To
say-
channel her?
To channel her.
Or
Yeah.
Maybe
or to maybe check
maybe-
up on his daughter.
maybe he's figured out a way to send out some kind of beacon to Jedi.
Could be. And that's very true.
Mhm.
That's very true. And so just those who are of the light and not of the dark. Because at this point, Luke is supposed to be the strongest Force user ever.
Is my camera still recording?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's still recording.
Okay.
It's supposed to be the strongest Force user ever. And at this point, if you're the strongest, then there's a good chance that you can probably filter what you're sending out. Like, it's not like you could just be like, Force! And then the Sith Lords know where you are. It's different.
Well, the Force is supposed to want to stay in balance. There's supposed to be a balance between the dark side and the light
Yeah.
side. And I think that because Kylo Ren just demolished the last of the Jedi, well, besides Luke and obviously Rey. But I think that maybe the light side is just kind of like, okay, I'm done waiting. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
bring everybody together. We're gonna do this now.
I think, well, I mean, if we're done with characters, as a guy that edits and kind of shoots video, visually, this movie,
Oh, yeah. It's on another level, dude.
it just told every shot was telling a story to me.
You're messing up my shot.
So
Bring back Captain
one
Phasma.
of my biggest issues with the prequels is the fact that George Lucas decided to basically shove a bunch of CGI,
Yes.
as much CGI as he could, into one shot and then explain the story with exposition. The story was told through conversation,
Yeah.
which was a departure from the original trilogy, because the original trilogy, I mean, yes, it had conversation, but it didn't have that exposition that the prequels had, and it was a lot of visual storytelling. You knew who the villains were. You knew who the good guys were.
Yes.
You got a lot of information based on the backgrounds, the characters, the different alien designs. You got a story told to you just through the visualizations, and it has some of the most remarkable landmark visuals in film history.
Yes.
This film does an excellent job channeling the original trilogy.